In this video, I'll show you how I combine images to create a double exposure effect using art you can find in the public domain and your own photos. I'll be demonstrating the process in Adobe Fresco, but you can use most image editing software that has a blend mode option. Begin by opening your software and importing your desired base image. More than likely, the base image will be your main subject, and dark images work very well, but feel free to experiment with whatever you're drawn to. I'll show you how to work with lighter images later in the video. For my base layer, I've chosen a painting that I found in the public domain. For the second image, which will be my top image, I'm going to import one of my still life photos. The dark backgrounds in both images makes blending easier, but it's definitely not a requirement. With the floral image selected, change the blend mode from normal to screen. This makes the dark parts of the top layer disappear into the dark areas of the base layer. In this instance, I went ahead and selected my top image as well to make it a bit larger and to readjust its position. Next, you'll want to either use an eraser tool or to add a mask to your top layer. I recommend you use a mask because you can always change what you've done later, where when you use an eraser tool, you're pretty much stuck with whatever changes you make. Sometimes when you're using the screen blend mode, light areas on the top layer over light areas on the bottom layer don't blend well. So they're going to create a see-through effect like you can see right here with this rose and her face underneath. To fix this, create a new layer between those two existing layers. Use a black brush with a low opacity to gently brush over those areas. This will help the images blend better, especially in the lighter sections. So here is the before and after where I use this technique under the rose. I feel like this is a great option if you are using the screen mode on a lighter image. So now I want to remove this table from the top layer. I'll do this by using the Lasso tool to make a selection on my floral image. That's my top layer. Once I have made that selection, I'm just going to mask those areas to hide them with my brush. So since I'm combining a photo with a painting, the images definitely don't match perfectly. To tie them together better, I'm going to add a new layer on top and select a lighter color from the image. Using a texture brush, I'll paint over the entire frame and then I'll set the blend mode to soft light for a really subtle textured effect so that my photo looks more like the painting. After adding the texture, I also want to get the colors to match a little better. To do this, I'm going to add a hue saturation layer. This is going to make a global change, but I want it to affect only the flower photo. In order to do that, I'm going to create a clipping mask, and it has a little arrow that points downward. So when I create this clipping mask, it is only going to affect the layer that it's clipped to. So in this instance, that is the top layer with the flowers on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just tweak the color options until they are a closer match. I have this big dark blank area over here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add a third image to fill that up. I've brought in another floral photo, and I'm going to adjust its position and set the blend mode to lighten. Again, I'm just going to mask the layer contents like I did with the other image and then brush over any details that I want to hide. Make sure any new layers are placed under your adjustment or texture layers so that they match everything you've done so far. And there you have it. Remember, you don't have to limit yourself to creating double exposures with just photographs. Art in the public domain is one of my favorite resources, and I highly recommend trying those out. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more floral inspiration. In the meantime, happy creating.